Amina's quiet place. Amina was a bright and curious 7-year-old girl who loved exploring her neighborhood and playing with her friends. But there was one thing Amina sometimes found difficult: stopping her fun activities to pray 5 times a day. She knew prayer was important, but she didn't always understand why it had to be done so often. One afternoon, after rushing through her prayer to get back to her games, Amina felt a little unsettled. That evening, she asked her grandmother, "Why do we have to pray 5 times every day? It feels like it's interrupting my playtime." Her grandmother smiled gently and said, "Amina, prayer is like taking a special break to talk to Allah. It helps us remember Him throughout our day and gives us time to reflect and feel peaceful. It's like finding a quiet place in your heart, no matter how busy things get." Amina thought about her grandmother's words, but still wasn't sure. The next day, after school, her grandmother invited her to the garden. The sun was shining and the birds were singing. They sat down on a soft patch of grass, and her grandmother said, "Let's listen to the world around us for a moment." They sat quietly, listening to the gentle rustle of leaves and the chirping of birds. Amina felt a calmness settle over her. Her grandmother then said, "Just like we're finding peace in the garden, prayer helps us find peace in our hearts. It's a way to step away from everything else and focus on what's most important, our connection with Allah." Later that day, when it was time for Asr, Amina remembered the peaceful feeling from the garden. She took her time with her prayer, focusing on the words and thinking about Allah. After she finished, Amina felt a sense of calm, just like she did in the garden. From then on, Amina began to see her prayers as special moments of quiet and peace, like little breaks in her day to recharge her spirit. She realized that prayer wasn't just about following a routine. It was about finding a quiet place in her heart where she could connect with Allah. Amina's days became more joyful as she looked forward to each prayer, knowing it was her time to pause, reflect, and feel close to Allah. And in that, she found a deep sense of peace and happiness. The end.